Thanks for joining us. Follow us on social media and read our blog posts for more visa and immigration tips. Overstaying in the Schengen Zone. Here's how to extend your Schengen visa, an updated video. A common problem that many visitors to Europe and the Schengen area face is due to the validity of their Schengen visa. Sometimes, 90 days might just not be enough, whether you're a tourist visiting the area who is enjoying themselves too much, or someone in Europe on business and something has suddenly come up. Whatever the reason, you will not be allowed to overstay your visa unless you apply for an extension, and with good reason to do so. Getting an extension for a short-stay Schengen visa is difficult, but not impossible, if you have a valid reason for your request and file your application for an extension on time. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure, or already on one, and would like some assistance. Many visitors overstay their Schengen visa validity each year, with varying consequences ranging from a fine to being outright banned from the Schengen zone. Don't fall into this trap. If you wish to extend your Schengen visa, follow the correct procedures and get your extension the right way. Keep watching to find out how. What are the consequences of overstaying in the Schengen area? First thing first, you need to know that your entry and exit to each Schengen member state is recorded and shared among the Schengen countries through the European Union Visa Information System, VIS. Overstaying the allowed time of your visa is an offence that will warrant a fine, being booted back to your country of origin, or worse, being banned from entering the Schengen area. Although there is no common policy for all Schengen member states regarding overstaying penalties, each of the individual states applies different types of sanctions. For this reason, the consequences of overstaying in the Schengen territory varies greatly on the number of days you have overstayed and the country you get caught in. Some countries are more strict about this policy than others, and while sometimes you may get lucky and not face consequences, despite overstaying for a few days, it is still illegal and not recommended. Here are the penalties you will face if you overstay in any of the Schengen member states. Fine. This is the usual penalty for overstaying a visa. The fee varies depending on the member state. Additionally, if you are caught overstaying your welcome for a month or so, you will also be banned from entering the Schengen area for a specific period of time. Deportation. When you get caught staying illegally in a Schengen area, you will be deported to your home country. Deportation is usually followed by another consequence that will be communicated to you before being deported. If you've overstayed for a few days and you are lucky enough to be caught in one of the countries that do not mind overstayers, you may leave without any penalty or adverse effect. Ban. If you are banned, you will not be allowed to enter the Schengen zone for a period of time, as set by the ban. This usually happens due to you overstaying, working when not permitted, or engaging in other illegal activities. You can be banned for a period of 3 years or more. Difficulties coming back to Schengen. As previously mentioned, the database records are shared by the Schengen countries. So, even if you get back to your home country without any fine or ban, you should know that your overstaying in the Schengen Zone will cause you problems the next time you attempt to enter the Schengen Zone or apply for a new Schengen visa. Immigration officers and border patrol tend to be suspicious of people who overstay even once, no matter in which country they were caught overstaying. No consequences for overstaying in the Schengen Zone. There are also cases when people do not get any penalties for overstaying. If you are a child or a person that cannot travel without a caretaker because of an illness or disability, then it's likely that you will not face any sanctions for overstaying. Nevertheless, if there is an unforeseen event, or you are in a situation that does not permit you to travel to your home country, like the COVID-19 pandemic, then you are strongly advised to apply for a Schengen visa extension instead of overstaying. How to avoid unintentionally overstaying in the Schengen area. This information can be found in your Schengen visa sticker. To avoid unintentionally overstaying in the Schengen Zone, you need to know how to count your 90 over 180 days and check the period of time you are allowed to stay in the member states combined. If you think you need more time in the Schengen area and have a strong reason for doing so, apply for your extension right away to avoid overstaying. What does 90 days within 180 days mean? For short-term Schengen visas, people commonly misunderstand the 90 days in 180 days, 6 months, rule of Schengen visa. To calculate the 90 days, you should always count the last 180 days and check if you have been in Europe for longer than 90 days within those 6 months. Anytime you want to travel to the Schengen area, you need to count backwards another 180 days and check if you have been in the Schengen Zone for more than 90 days. Bear in mind that the first day you enter the Schengen territory is counted as day 1, even if it is just before midnight, while the date you leave is counted as the last day, even if you left before sunrise. When to apply for a short-stay visa extension. It is very important to apply on time, which is before the expiration of your visa. If you apply after your visa expires, even just a day later, then you will be deported for overstaying your visa, despite your reasons. You should apply at least a week before your current Schengen short-stay visa expires. How long is your Schengen visa valid for? People are also confused with the validity and duration of the Schengen visa. A Schengen visa validity is the date from which the visa holder is permitted to enter the Schengen area. The duration of stay is the number of days that you can spend within that period. This information can also be found on the visa sticker on your passport. The duration of stay. Days is the number of days you can stay in the Schengen area. These days are the 90 days that you are permitted to enter the Schengen area within the last 180 days. The days between from until is usually longer than the duration of stay. This is to give you flexibility to plan your entry into and exit from the Schengen area. Your stay in the Schengen area must never exceed the exact number of days in the duration of stay. Days. You must also leave no later than the date printed in the until field. If the days from until is less than 90 days, you can extend this visa for personal circumstances. It is your responsibility, as a traveler to a foreign land, to check how long you are permitted to stay in the Schengen Zone. So you should think twice, and be a smart traveler, and don't jeopardize the effort you exhausted when you applied for the Schengen visa. Extending a visa beyond the 90 days visa-free Schengen travel. Do you find yourself stuck in a Schengen area due to flight restrictions and travel bans imposed because of coronavirus or any unforeseen events? It is critical not to overstay your visa, as it may be a cause for disqualification on your next visa application. If you find that your visa is running out and you have an exceptional reason to stay in the Schengen area, then you have to apply for a Schengen visa extension. Schengen visa types and validity. Check the visa type and validity of your Schengen visa to determine whether you need an extension or not. Single entry. You will have a limited amount of days to remain in Schengen member state, and after you leave, you have no right to go back. Double entry. Same policy as the single entry visa, however, you are allowed to enter the Schengen area twice. Multiple entries. You can enter any of the Schengen member states as many times as you wish, for as long that you do not exceed the 3 months limit within a 6 months period. What are acceptable reasons to extend a Schengen short stay visa? According to the Schengen visa policy, acceptable reasons to extend a Schengen short stay visa are only force majeure, late entry, humanitarian reasons, and important personal reasons. Force majeure. This is generally intended to include occurrences beyond reasonable control. You will be granted an extension of a few weeks, or until the situation changes. If the situation does not change, you will have to apply once again for a short stay visa renewal in order to remain in the Schengen area. Late entry. This can be used for a single entry short stay visa. You can base your extension due to late entry if you have entered Schengen after the visa becomes valid. For example, your visa became valid on March 1st, but you entered a Schengen state on March 15th. Humanitarian reasons. You will be granted with a short stay visa extension based on humanitarian reasons if you need to stay in one of the member states. Some of these reasons would be to continue receiving medical treatment, to take part in the funeral after the sudden death of a family member, or to give support to a person close to you who is going through some kind of hardship. Important personal reasons. It will be tricky to get an extension for this reason, but you can apply with this if your reason does not fall on the above categories. For example, you have unfinished business in one of the Schengen member states, have to attend an unplanned wedding, etc. It will be up to the immigration authorities whether you should be granted a visa extension or not. Preparing to extend your Schengen visa. Once you have determined the reason for your extension, then you have to prepare the necessary documents to support your application, the extension fee, and know where to submit your application. What are the documents required to extend a Schengen visa? Passport, which must have the current visa under which you entered the Schengen zone. Application form for a short stay, Schengen visa extension. 1 photo, which fulfills all the criteria and visa photo requirements. Proof of income, which shows you can financially maintain yourself during the period you have applied to get a visa extension for. Travel health insurance, that covers the whole Schengen area, as well as the whole period which you have applied to extend your visa for. Documents, which prove your situation and the need to get a visa extension. Where to apply to extend a Schengen visa. It depends on the member state you are currently residing in. It is crucial to know that you need to remain in the country where you requested an extension. It would take a few days to a month to process your application. You are permitted to remain, even if your visa expired, but you are not allowed to travel to another member state. What is the Schengen short stay visa extension fee? Applying for a visa extension has a separate fee and would depend on your reason for staying. If you have already extended your visa once and still need to stay for whatever reason, the cost of the second Schengen visa extension fee depends on the age of the applicant. First visa extension fee. If this is the first time you are applying for a Schengen short stay visa extension, then you will not have to pay any fee if your application is based on the following reasons: humanitarian reasons and force majeure reasons. Whereas, you will have to pay a fee of €30 if you have based your application on one of the following reasons: important personal reasons and due to late entry. Second visa extension fee. If you have already extended your visa once, but you need to extend it once again, for whatever reasons, then you will have to pay a fee. The cost of the second Schengen visa extension fee depends on the age of the applicant as follows. Minors, €30. Adults, €60. Just as when applying for a regular Schengen visa, if your request for an extension is rejected, you will not get your money back. What is the processing time for a visa extension? Usually, your visa extension application can take a few days, up to a month, to be processed by the relevant authorities. During this time, you are permitted to remain in the country where you submitted your application, even after your visa expires, but not to travel to the other Schengen countries. If you are granted a visa, you will be able to remain, while if your application is rejected, you will have 1 or 2 days to leave. What if you get stuck in the Schengen Zone due to the coronavirus? The European Union has issued European guidance on Schengen visas and COVID-19 or related travel bans and solutions for overstaying in the Schengen Zone. If you are a visa holder and are present in the Schengen Area, but cannot leave at the expiry of your short stay visa, you can extend your Schengen visa for up to a maximum stay of 90 over 180 days by the designated member states' authorities. If you hold a visa and need to stay beyond the extended period of 90 over 180 days, a long stay visa or a temporary residence permit should be issued by the competent national authority that you are currently stuck in. This means that, if you are currently stuck in Spain, for example, the Spanish government should give you a Spanish residence permit. For visa-waived third country nationals, like US nationals, Australians etc., who need to stay beyond the extended 90 over 180 days, a national long stay visa, or a temporary residence permit, should also be issued by the national authorities. If you were stuck in the Schengen Zone due to the coronavirus, overstaying should not be considered when you are next processing any future visa applications. Despite the EU guidance, there seems to be differences in the implementation between EU countries. You are therefore advised to clearly document your purpose of travel to prevent entry and re-entry issues. How to stay in Europe for more than 90 days legally. For visa-exempt nationals, and those of you touring Europe for prolonged periods, or if you are just curious and just asking for a friend, the question of whether it is possible to stay in Europe for longer than 90 days legally. Well, it is. If you hold a Schengen visa, or are exempt, you can stay in Europe for longer, if you plan well. It involves obtaining visas to countries like the UK and Ireland, and possibly other countries in Europe, as your time resets. You can then get a further 90 days, visa-free Schengen travel. Have any questions about applying for a Schengen visa extension? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments. IAM can help with your visa application to the United States, the UK, and other countries. If you need help with a US visa, a UK visa, or visa to Europe, including help with appointment booking obligations, IAM can help. For more information and advice on US immigration, UK immigration law, and US visa applications, or if you need any help or assistance, please reach out to your visa coordinator at IAM. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.